On a quiet rainy evening, Daniel sat alone in his small apartment. The soft sound of rain tapping against the window filled the room. In his hands was a medical report. He had already read it 5 times. Yet his heart still refused to accept it. A chronic illness. Something the doctors said might stay with him for the rest of his life. Daniel had always been a strong person. He worked hard, helped his family, and never complained about life struggles. But that night, everything felt heavy. The future he once imagined suddenly looked uncertain. Slowly he walked to the side of his bed and knelt down. With tears forming in his eyes, he whispered, "Lord, please take this away from me." Days passed. Daniel prayed again. "God, please heal me." Weeks passed. The pain didn't leave. The weakness stayed. One night, he prayed again. This time with a tired voice. "Lord, I know you can heal me. Please take this away." But heaven felt silent. 3 times Daniel had prayed with all his heart, and still, nothing changed. One evening, while sitting alone, Daniel opened his Bible. His eyes stopped on a passage he had read many times before. 2 Corinthians 12:9. My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. Daniel paused. He read the verse again slowly. My power works best in weakness. At that moment, something shifted inside him. Maybe God wasn't ignoring his prayer. Maybe God was answering it in a different way. Months later, Daniel's illness was still there. But his heart had changed. Instead of staying trapped in his own pain, he began visiting people at a local hospital. Many of them were fighting battles much harder than his. Cancer, loneliness, fear. Daniel would sit beside them and listen. Sometimes he prayed with them. Sometimes he simply held their hand. One afternoon, a young patient looked at Daniel and asked, "How are you still so hopeful? Even with your condition?" Daniel smiled softly, "Because I learned something, God's strength shows up the most when we feel the weakest." The young man's eyes filled with tears, and at that moment, Daniel realized something powerful. If God had removed his weakness immediately, he might never have touched the hearts of those people. 1 year later, Daniel sat on a hill watching the sunrise. His illness was still part of his life, but now he could see something he couldn't see before. Because of his weakness, many people had found encouragement. Broken hearts had discovered hope, and people who had stopped praying, started praying again. Daniel closed his eyes and whispered quietly, "Lord, your grace really is enough." And for the first time, he understood Paul's words deeply. When I am weak, then I am strong. Sometimes we beg God to remove our struggles, but God often does something greater. Instead of removing the weakness, he fills it with his grace and power. Your weakness is not the end of your story. It may actually be the place where God's greatest strength will be revealed. Because in God's kingdom, when we are weak, that's when we become truly strong.